All right, let's talk about digital money. In the crypto world, ownership is everything. It's the whole point, right? But that power, man, it comes with a huge amount of responsibility. And that creates this massive dilemma for literally every single person who uses crypto. It all boils down to one incredibly important question.
So really, think about that. What if your most important password, the one to all your money, couldn't be reset? Like, ever. There's no forgot password link, no customer service number you can call to get back in. And this isn't some crazy hypothetical scenario. It's the reality for a whole chunk of the crypto world. It's what we call self-custody. And it perfectly frames this huge debate. What do you value more, control or convenience? And this is the choice that everyone in crypto has to make. On one hand, you've got total control. I mean, you are literally your own bank. Ultimate freedom, but, and it's a big but, that also means ultimate responsibility. If something goes wrong, it's on you. Then, on the other side, you've got total convenience. This feels a lot more like your normal bank app. It's easy, it's familiar, but you're trusting someone else with your money. This exact trade-off is what led to the two main types of crypto wallets we started with.
So let's break down these two original choices, custodial versus non-custodial wallets. Look, understanding this difference is absolutely critical if you want to keep your digital assets safe.
First up, the custodial wallet. The easiest way to think about this is like a bank vault for your crypto. A third party, a big exchange like Coinbase or Binance, they're the ones holding onto your private keys for you. They handle all the security, and yeah, if you forget your password, you can probably hit that reset button. It's simple, it feels familiar.
Now, the other option is a non-custodial wallet, and this is the complete opposite. Here, you and only you have control. Your access is protected by something called a seed phrase. It's basically a list of 12 to 24 random words that acts as the master key to everything. This is what people mean when they talk about self-sovereignty. You are truly 100% your own bank.
And when you put them side by side like this, the trade-offs just jump right out at you. With a custodial wallet from an exchange, sure, they manage the keys, but you have to give them your ID. That's the whole KYC or Know Your Customer thing, so you're giving up some privacy. Getting back into your account is easy, but you're also at risk if that company gets hacked or decides to freeze your account. Now flip that. With a non-custodial wallet, you get all the control, all the privacy, but recovery? Well, that is all on you. If you lose that little list of words, that seed phrase, it is, and I mean this literally, game over.
And look, these aren't just some abstract ideas on a slide. The choice you make between convenience and control has very, very real-world consequences, sometimes pretty dramatic ones.
$2.8 billion. That is a massive, massive number. So what on earth does it represent?
That's how much of the stablecoin USDT, the company that issues it, Tether, has frozen across thousands of different wallets. And this isn't happening by accident. It's usually done working with law enforcement to fight crime. But it perfectly illustrates the biggest risk of using these centralized custodial services. The company in charge can, at any moment, lock you out of your own money. And this isn't some rare, rogue event. It's actually standard operating procedure. As this law firm points out, Tether works directly with federal agencies like the DEA, the FBI, the Secret Service, you name it. So yeah, that convenience of a custodial wallet, it comes with the very real possibility that your assets can be frozen completely without your consent.
But what about the other side of the coin? With a non-custodial wallet, the risk is just as big, just as final, but it's entirely personal. There's no company that can freeze your account, sure, but there's also nobody who can help you if you lose your key. I mean, the stories are heartbreaking. People who have lost access to millions of dollars just because they misplaced a single piece of paper with their seed phrase on it.
So you see the problem, right? This horrible trade-off between having a boss who can fire you and being your own boss with no safety net. This fundamental issue is what pushed developers to start looking for a third option, a better, smarter way to handle our digital stuff.
And that search led to what we now call the smart contract wallet. Now, these are fundamentally different. Unlike a traditional wallet that's really just a pair of keys, these are actual programs, smart contracts that live and run on the blockchain itself. And that little shift from a static key to a dynamic program, well, it opens up a whole new world of features.
This new design makes all sorts of cool things possible. We're talking about wallets where you don't even need a seed phrase to lose, or being able to pay transaction fees with whatever token you have, not just the main one. You can set daily spending limits, just like on a debit card. You can even batch a bunch of transactions together to save on fees. But honestly, the most important, the most game-changing feature of them all is something called social recovery.
Yeah. Social recovery, this is the real breakthrough. Why? Because it directly attacks that terrifying lose your key, lose everything problem of non-custodial wallets. But, and this is the genius part, it does it without making you hand over control to a big company.
So how does it work? Well, the idea is actually pretty simple. First, you pick a few guardians. These can be trusted friends, family members, or even just your other devices like your laptop or tablet. Then, let's say the worst happens, you lose your phone. You just start a recovery process. A majority of your guardians then get a request, and they have to vote to confirm that, yep, it's really you. Once they approve, the smart contract wallet automatically grants access to your new device. Just like that, you're back in, your funds are safe, no seed phrase, and no central help desk needed.
Okay, so this technology is obviously a huge leap forward, but what does the future of crypto wallets really look like? And what's still standing in the way of everyone using this stuff?
You know, the ultimate goal here, the holy grail, has always been to hit this perfect trifecta. A wallet that is rock-solid secure, completely decentralized, and super user-friendly. And honestly, smart contract wallets are the closest we have ever gotten to nailing all three. They give you the security and control of owning your own keys, but with the safety net that feels easy and intuitive.
But we're not totally there yet. There are still a few hurdles to clear. For one, these smarter wallets can sometimes have higher transaction fees, what we call gas costs. Compatibility is another thing. Not every decentralized app or dApp out there is set up to work with them yet. And maybe the biggest hurdle of all is just educational. We have to get people comfortable with this new way of thinking about security, relying on a social network instead of a password or a company.
Which really brings us back to the big question, doesn't it? We started this whole journey with a brutal choice. Trust a company that can control you, or trust only yourself with no room for error. Smart wallets are carving out a third path. But is this elegant new solution, this clever mix of code and human trust, is this what will finally make crypto safe and simple enough for everyone to use? The answer to that question? Well, it could very well define the next chapter of the